Alright, Annex C, Principle of Procedure governing the provision of the Seaport, and Section 1A, and the technical aim annex details the policy procedures associated with the mutual provision CLF. It should be read in conjunction with the Memorandum of Understanding, Support, and Technical Agreement. Section 2, the terms and definition technical annex define as follows. Cargo consists of the aircraft, vehicles, or other variant, including dangerous passengers, goods, sponsored, and movement for the either participation, designated operation of authority. DOA, organization authorized by the Annex B, the technical aid agreements with the process CLIF to arrange with the provision CLIF, designated requesting authority of the organization authorized by the Appendix B, the technical arrangement, the request military CLIF, part load of the consignment of the utilized spare and capacity on the program sailing, participation, signature of the technical arrangements, passenger personally authorized travel with the military defense transportation services organization will provide CLIF to whole ship tasking the programming whole ship dedicated to the other parts of the purposes. Coordinated with the Board of National Representatives tasked the overall coordinated with the provision CLIF. Seaworthiness is defined with the International Maritime Organization standards related to the degree of the ship of the structure, equipment, and manning. Vessels should be fit with all respectively encounter the ordinary perils of the sea, force and major circumstances between the participation control, which are defined with the International Maritime Regulations. Military ships owned on a long-time term of the charter, either participation in a long-time charter. The charter party, the 12 months or longer, the civilian charter shipping, the voyage of the time charter party less than 12 months. Section 3, provision of CLIF. The provision of CLIF subject to the following request received with the designated requesting authority and the designating operating authority. The point of contact respect to the insertion nation and insert nation A, the respective requesting authorities, and the respective operating authorities detailed in Appendix B of the technical arrangement. Participation retaining the control of their own CLIF. CLIF is organ of the defensive operating authority, coordinated with the defensive requesting authority and the defensive operating authority regulations. Section 4, CLIF regulations. The movement of orders and regulations, defensive ordering operation authority defensive operating authority shall apply with the commanding and the officer master of the ship and the final authority for any aspects will make effective ship safety hazard cargoes may be carried provided with the following regulations are applied. International Maritime Dangerous Goods and Regulation, National Regulations, more restrictive Nato publications, stagnant 4441. National NATO safety principles of the transportation, military, ammunition, explosive, specific disposition granted with the defense designated operating authority and the IMDG goods regulation, operational reason for the carriage, nuclear waste, the carriage, classified cargo, principle provided by when required with either party of the defensive requesting authority provided by the escort cargo. Section 5, responsibility. In the principle of the defensive and defensive designated operating authority responsible provided the seaworthy vessel, the port, loading the port of the discharge, obtain ship diplomatic clearance for the port and loading and discharge, provide service to the maritime marine superintendent, national equivalent to course, certifying the charter commercial vessel seaworthy, preparing documentation, giving advance, sitting slow, planning of the cargo, handling, making arrangements, covering the customs documentation, quarantine, arms and control clearances at the cargo and loading and discharge ports in conjunction with the defensive request. Designated requesting authority arranging for loading and discharging the cargo in conjunction with the defensive designated requesting authority to ensure the arrangement is made with the custom documentation, quarantine, arm control clearances for the cargo loading and discharge ports. The designated requesting authority responsible to ensure the passengers have all necessary documentation, passports, visas, vaccination certifications. Cargo passengers are ready to load and embarkment in the departments are in accordance with regulation transportation services. The cargo is supported and completed appropriate documentation with all destination transit portion of the arrangement is made with the custom documentation, quarantine, arm controls, etc. for the cargo and loading discharge port. The cargo is delivered and loaded and collected from the port of the discharge with ultimate destination. The arrangements are made with the loading discharge with the cargo coordinated with the defense designated operating authority. The provision of cargo manifests 24 hours prior to loading. Section 6, Finance. The financial principles of provision of the CLIF under the auspices of the arrangement is specified with the general form of the therein, subject to the special consideration among participation, detailed funding, and the accounting of the arrangements are shown below. The additional mission costs are subject to the general consideration, port and charge of the custom per diems, etc. Military shipping and exchange transaction. If the fundamental principle of military shipping is reciprocated in full, provision of military shipping shall be considered with the evacuate exchange transaction with the arranged parameters at the end of each annual review period. Imbalance of excess for the arranged parameters of the deemed reimbursable. The arranged parameter for the imbalance of the initial XX inserted with the agreed parameter. For the example, the 500 length of meters per day. That this will be subject to an annual review for the coordinated board. To the passenger for per person per day, the arranged parameters for the imbalance of the initial XX inserted with the agreed operating parameters for the 12-person day will be subject to an annual review of the coordinated board, and at the end of each annual review, with the overall imbalance exceed the agreed parameters participating again, it's the imbalance that lies in the pay of the sum of the imbalance of the XX days and the receipt of the invoice. The imbalance is less than XXX, LMIS, M3, and TEU will be carried over the next accounting period with the value of the imbalance to be calculated agreed upon by the coordinator or operation or coordination board. The designation request authority shall be responsible for the following costs: the cost loading, unloading, lashing the cargo, also associated stevedoring costs, the additional costs associated with using shipping and other agency support, cargo documentation, shipping, slow planning, military sea accounted as follows: direct hull, vessel maximum operational, not applicable, 100% division version, vessel maximum operation. Vessel operation capacity 100% if extra SPO and SPOD. Direction part DRMA LIMSM3 2A U4 carry not applicable, no. Division part DRMISM3 TU carry vessel maximum operating capacity 100% if of the SPO and SPOD. Civilian charter shipping reimbursement transactions. All civilian charter shipping will be treated reimbursement transaction invoices will be raised to the designated operating authority for submitted with the designated requesting authority for payment of the XX days prior to every transaction. The designated requesting authority and the designated operating authority will agree on basis of the estimated cost procured in accordance with the following: time, direct hull, and agreed charter of the enclosed with the representative costs not applicable. Daily version disbursement cost as part of the charter party. Time, direct party, and cost of the rate or agreed charter based on the upon 10% of space occupied. Disbursement cost, time, diversion part, and the cost agreed with the charter based on the space. Whole ship charter assists the cost of the additional period of division. 100% of the disbursement cost when separated with the SPO and SPUD. Disbursement cost in the same SPO and SPUD. Voyage direction, whole actual cost and agreed with the charter rate. Disbursement cost is per charter per day. Voyage direct part cost agreed rate per upon percentage base. Disbursement cost as charter party. Voyage dispersion part, the cost agreed with the rate based upon space and the percentage. Charter cost per period of diversion agreed by the shipper. 100% cost of the separated SPO and SPUD with the disbursement cost and the same as SPO and SPUD. Designated requesting authority is responsible for the following costs: the cost of loading, unloading, lashing, and unlashing of the cargo, also associated staffing during costs. Additional costs associated with using shipping and other agencies supporting cargo, documentation, ship stow, and planning. Costs under the control of the designation authority or operating authority. Transportation services will be confirmed. The designated requesting authority agreed with moving the passenger and escorts. Alright, Section 7, cancellation, designation operation authority, cancellation movements agreed with the designation operation authority, subject to cancellation amendment, postponement, authorized following appointments, insular relevant national appointments. For example, the Deputy Chief of the State Defense Staff commitments. In no case such such cancellation lead to claim and other party of the damages, reimbursement, and other incurred charges. The designated requesting authority cancellation terms reimbursement cancellation by the designation requesting authority should be clearly described in section arrangement 1 agreed above. The both participation following should be included. Arrangements should be made reimbursement of the actual costs incurred with the defense operating authority definition of uploading DRA cargo, which was non-subsequently provided. In the event of the force majeure with the designated requesting authority should not be held within liable any way in the event of the failure to accept the sea pre-lifted. Alright, Section 8, coordination. Generally, overall coordinated with the provision of the sea lift shall provide with the coordinated with the composition which is detailed in Appendix 1 of the Annex. The coordination plan shall meet the annual and about the anniversary of the signing of the technical annual amendment, technical agreement in an annual meeting of the board shall arrange the agreement of the payment under the standing balance of the Sealift exchange of the transaction completed during the previous 12 months, evaluate the result of the cooperation of the previous year, scope the relevant issues arising from the proposed amendment to the technical arrangements to this annex, and agree the calculation value of the Sealift for the following 12 months, make available the participation in addition amendments to the publication referred in Section 4 of the Sealift, prepare the request of the base on the principles outlined in the technical arrangement, cover the provision of multiple sea transportation support following 12 months to open the accounts for the financial management part loads, and each of the Court of the Defense Designation Operating Authority shall inform the other complete exchange reimbursement transaction of the reconciliation balance and shall be documented part of the whole shipping task at the time of the requesting part of the whole shipping task. The designated requesting authority and the designated operating authority shall be tasked in such exchange transaction reimbursement transaction according to the provisions suppose given in Section 6 of the Annex. Extraordinary meetings of boarding may meet at any time to discuss exemptional change of the Sheila charges to unforeseen fluctuation in operating costs. Section 9 requesting procedure. Procedure requesting sea lift is in Appendix 2. Appendix 1 to Appendix D. The insert nation shall be represented in a coordinated body, co-chairman, co-secretary, the representative agreed by the co-chairman, include full contact details, insert nation, each represented with the coordinated period, the co-secretary, the representative agreed with the co-chairman, include the full contact detail. Appendix 2, the Annex E, the form that's provided with the alternate form for the IMA Move B3 may be reused. The Sealift request form at the designated requesting authority must provide the designated operating authority with full details requirements of question, include the following information: route, port of landing at the port of discharge, priorities, passenger number, the ranks from a cargo, type of the cargo length, the meters, volume, dimensions, details of hazardous material, included hazardous cast, explosive quantity and weight and number of the escort party, applicable earliest date and time of embarkment, required last delivery date, amplified remarks, request for the telephone is provided by fax. Annex C is a glossary of terms, which is not really needed, right? And Annex C was the glossary of terms. Annex D is the glossary. We read all that. We read the whole document, so there's no reading that. And then there's publications. That we referenced, and then again reference publications, and a list of effective pages. And now we finished the Allied Movement Transportation document of the NATO Partnership for Peace Unclassified, December 2005.